Hey everyone, what's up? Mech Gamer here, and today I'm going to bring you a concept and design video. Now today's concept and design video is going to be turrets, specifically how they've developed for their guns and the housing around it, which is this, and what you're looking at here is one of the older versions. Now, what's interesting about the older versions is that it's actually a separate ship. Now, if you look down here, you'll see that there's landing gears. That is because this is how they were most commonly built. Now, you can build it with rotors, but back then, when they used to do it, and I shouldn't be really saying back then because people still do that. They still use these, but when they tried to use rotors, they were still very finicky, and so people built this because it was a much stabler design. Now you will see rotors in here, for instance, one there and one where the gun is. This is to basically maneuver the ship. Now these can be set to a strict position and be controlled from a little control panel on the side or on the top or whatever. But because there's a cockpit here, it allows me to control it, therefore giving me able to turn the turret left and right and up and down. Now I'll show you the side here, and I am in creative so you don't see much. And basically, when you had one of these turrets, you had to be in creative. There was no way you can actually set this up to where you can get supplies into those guns. It's just the way that the game worked back then, not allowing you to connect up anything from below up here and actually get those supplies through. You could have a big crate here, but it just would not connect to these guns. Now, you see that they're big guns, yet it doesn't actually have that much power. So what we have powering the turret itself here, you'll see them on this side, it's two, on the side, sorry, is you've got, what are they called, gyroscopes here, which allow me to turn the turret. You'll see them up here too, and we've got some reactors which is powering those, and there's one there, little lone reactor. So I'll go ahead and show you the turning of this. Now what is good about having those attached turrets where it's connected like that on the bottom is that you can have this shield around it here, or embedded into the actual ship itself, and it gives it more protection. Now the way that I actually place this into the game is I place it in weird, and so that's why you have this big gap. Now if you're like me, you're not paying attention to that, you're paying attention to this. Basically what happened was I was trying to cover this rotor and cover a little bit more on the bottom, and when I turned the turret up, or sorry, down, it basically blew up right here, and I was lucky enough that it didn't destroy the turret, so I had to restart the world and put in a new one. Now you see these big guns, and people love to put things on the end, like little designs. I haven't done that, just to show you guys these. Now, in the game, they are just rocket launchers. Now this is the small ship version, and I'll show you the bigger version, and you'll see the significance. Now, if I wanted to, I could build a big ship turret, but it would just be way too overcumbering, and so that's why people built it small. But this is the rocket launcher, so you can see that it'd be better in terms of weaponry but it wouldn't be good because it'd just be huge. Now, with that being said, it's only about maybe up to there. The rest is just filling. So they aren't actually big guns, which is kind of sad. But, oh well, can't have them. So I'll go ahead and show you. Now, ways that people took out these turrets was they aimed for the rotors on the side and the cockpit. Those are the two easiest ways to hit it. So people try to build them as much as they can in terms of armor in the front. But I wanted maneuverability, so there's going to be a lot of areas where this thing can be destroyed. Now, the turret around is made of light armor, and you'll see the difference here. I'm going to take a look. That's heavy armor there. That's light armor. So you can see the difference. Now, I just built mine in light armor because I wanted to build mine quick. And yes, because I'm lazy. So you see that it's just light armor. And I can build it in heavy armor. So I'll go ahead and show you the effects. There aren't going to be much. Put quite a few gyros on here, so it's crazy. So you see the effects. Not too much at all. Now, I'll show you the more developed turret. Here she is. This is actually one that I've designed. It's got actual guns that stick out, unlike the small little pod and then just filling. It's the actual gun itself. Now, look at this, and the first thing you think is, oh my god, that is huge. And yeah, and that's what she said too. But these are 15,000 millimeters. They can pack a punch. Now, this mod, and I'll link it in the description here, but this is a mod that allows big guns into the game, and I'll show you some of them. So we have the 15,000 millimeter heavy cannon HE round and the normal round. HE round is basically high explosive. On contact, it'll explode, and it's good for light armor and maybe reactors and such. But if you want to penetrate the armor, it isn't too good. That's when you want the normal armor piercing round. Also has these autocannons, but these I can place them here, and if I wanted to I could place them on the turret. I'm not going to do that, but just gives you an idea. It's just a Gatling gun. They have smaller versions here. Here's the 155 for a small ship. I'll show you what that looks like real quick. Now as I do that, I'll talk you through a little bit of my big turret here. And basically, it's a design that I came up with. I wanted big turrets, and I wanted to have a massive turret for a ship. And this is just one of the ideas that I came up with. Okay, so there you go. Huge guns still. And yeah, that's the round. You can basically, now you can get an idea of what that looks like. So, there it is. Maneuverability, because now I've actually got the rotors hooked up there, which allows me to case the gun and actually have supplies inside for it to be in survival mode. However, what that means is it's going to limit maneuverability, because now I need to build a shell around it, and it's going to limit up and down. So I'll show you maneuverability. Now, real quick before I show you that, and I actually should have done this first. is you see that it's a little camera. No more cockpit. That's because I'm controlling it via control block, which is right here. This allows me to sit in that little seat there, control it from that. Now you can have that deeper inside the ship, where no one can hit you, and they can only hit the turret. So it's a lot safer. And here is our camera. This basically allows us to see. So if we were actually inside, we can view the camera. It's got a good view. And that's a lot harder to hit, obviously. So, a lot more effective. So I'll show you the turning, and then lastly, I'll show you the effects of the gun. So, just to show you, I'm going to stay in this view, and you can see I have a full 360. It will wobble because it's only connected to those rotors. Now up and down, obviously like I was saying before, is limited, and because I have that little lip there, it will allow me to get a better angle from there. But it's just if you wanted to have the ability to move it up and down and not force your ship to move. So now I'll show you the camera view and we'll show you the effects for the grand finale. Now this is not high explosive, this is regular. So we'll test it on the light armor block, and just a heads up, it is loud. I don't know how loud it is in the recording, and so just if it's loud, you're warned. And there you go, completely destroyed the light armor. So if it was a big ship with light armor, it would completely rip a hole right through it, and it could probably be destroyed in maybe 3 hits. 1 hit if you wanted to shoot at the reactors. Now we'll go ahead and we'll show you what it looks like shooting at the heavy armor. Now you can actually see the shells fly out, and that's one of my favorite things about this. And you can see the missiles flying out of the rocket launcher down there, and you can just see these shells fly out, and you can just see how massive these shells are. So I'll go ahead and show you this one now. Look at that. As we get closer, you can see that it's actually penetrated the first layer, gone to the second, and dented it. Now I'll fire one more time, just so we can get a idea on how big that is. And I'm just going to view it here so you can actually see the shells fly. There you go. So as you can see, a massive amount of damage, and if you have more than one, it's gonna wreck that ship. So there's the development from the very first types of turrets to the new ones, and obviously you can replace them with better guns, and people have a lot more designs. This is just mine. So thank you guys for watching. Please comment the video and like it, and I'll see you next time.